Alright, so I'm going to walk you through how I clean my car. This is a very similar process we would use to prep your cars for any of the services like ceramic coatings or paint protection film. So let's go through all the process and I'll teach you as I go. So the first thing I do, top down rinse, get as much of the dirt off as I can with the pressure washer. Alright, so you see how I'm holding this hose with my hand away from the car? It's a very common thing people will do is they'll let a hose hit the paint. This thing will scratch the paint so fast. So we want to be sure we're trying to keep this hose away from the car. A lot of times I'll also put it over my shoulder like this. That'll help you keep it away, but that's just one little trick you could do while you're washing your vehicle. Don't let the hose hit the paint. It's important that you try to knock off as much dirt as you can on the paint. Main reason is we want to eliminate the amount of dirt that is going between the mitt and the paint while we're washing the car. We're not gonna get it all off, but the more we can get off, the better for your paint. The least amount of abrading you do on your paint, the better. I'm a big fan of foam cannons. These are great. They'll put a very thick sheet of soap all over the vehicle. That soap is going to sit on the paint for quite a while. Two reasons it's important. One, it's going to give you time to get around to the other side without all the soap draining off the car. But two, it's also going to loosen up the dirt a little bit and kind of surround the dirt particles and give them a little bit more lubrication as you start wiping the car down. Don't do this in the sun. You want to have shade. Today we've got overcast skies. Perfect time to do an outdoor wash on your vehicle. If you're going to do it outside with the sun, make sure everything is in the shade. We also use deionized water here for every wash we do on a vehicle. Deionized water has all the minerals removed out of the water. Here we've got our deionized water system. It uses 4 different resin tanks to clean, polish, and polish the water before it gets to our pressure washer. These are obviously commercial grade. You wouldn't need something like this for your home. Again, I think the ones at home, probably a tank about this big. You know, 1 tank, usually enough. Most city water is going to have minerals and dirt in it already. Whether you taste it or not, it's going to be there. So we want to get that out as much as we can. That's why every car wash we do here has all of the water as pure as possible, so we can clean with clean water. Now we're going to start wiping the car down. We like these heavy pile wash mitts. The Rag company makes some good ones. I would check these guys out. There's a couple on Amazon, but you want this really thick pile material. What this is going to do is that's going to soak in the dirt and pull it away from the paint, which is really important for swirl-free paint. Now again, there's no way that you're ever going to be able to wash a car without introducing any type of swirl at all. We just want to reduce the risk of that as much as possible. So that's why we like these thick pile mitts. When you're washing, you'll want to do a panel, flip it over, do another panel, and then rinse the mitt off, or use multiple mitts. So we've got 3 mitts in the bucket, so we're just going to switch mitts as we go. One thing I want you to remember is we're not scrubbing the paint. I'm literally just barely enough pressure to roll this over just to get the dirt off. That's all we're doing. Honestly, the best way, and if I cared about this car, I'd do it this way, is to go up and down. If you're going to scratch or swirl your paint from washing it, when you go this way and a scratch runs this way, the sun is facing down and you're going to see that scratch or swirl. If you're up and down, the sun's going to not catch any of those lines, so you won't see them. They'll still be there, but again, you won't see them. So that's the best way. Usually the lower parts of your vehicle are going to be the dirtiest, like down here, so I can already see a lot of it. So I like to kind of do that last. I give it a good rinse, and I put it in my bucket. One of these is for tools that are dirty tools that I'll use on wheels, which I'll show you later. Some other people believe in having a 2-bucket system, which is fine. That would be another bucket you would dip your mitt in after you've dipped it in the dirty bucket. To be honest, you could have 7 buckets and you're still gonna be rubbing dirt all over the paint. So just keep your mitt clean. That's the main key. And then use another one for all your dirty tools. So rinsing is the same process as the pre-rinse, top down. And we want to spray all the soap out of all the cracks and crevices that we can. So when you see me rinsing, you'll see kind of how I start from the top down and I get into all these deep cracks and crevices to get all this soap out. One thing I like to do before we release any products or use any products on your vehicles is I test them on my own in the worst possible conditions. So this car has been a great test vehicle for film, for window tint, for ceramic coating. So we've tried a lot of different things on this car, and now I'm going to do the wheel wells and wheels because I like those clean. Super nice car, or anything for me. So for all you guys that just want to clean your wheels quick, the brushes are great. Brush like this, very soft fibers on the end, so they're really nice. Put a lot of soap on there, you can clean them really well. You don't want anything that's like super stiff. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to use a stiff brush on my wheels. Clean them really well, and that'll scratch them up real fast. These brushes right here are pretty great. They're very, very soft bristles. I've been detailing for 30 years now, and I've always cleaned wheel wells. I think it changes the way the car looks. And all you guys that are watching this video, when you see a car now on the road, you're probably going to see dirty wheel wells from now on. Very few people actually do it, but a good quality detail. The quality detailer will actually clean these out and dress them and make them look all not shiny, just make them look like new plastic again. You know, some shops will actually cheap out and they'll just spray a bunch of stuff inside there, make them look shiny, like a dressing. But that makes them get dirty really fast, so I actually clean them. Again, I don't know how OCD you are. These are wheel brushes for the insides of the barrels here. I keep mine clean. This one's really nice because it gets between the brake caliper and all that. This is nice too. It's softer, but it's a lot harder to get into a lot of wheels. You're really just going to kind of scrub the backs back here. Go everywhere. If you got a wheel that's got a lot of brake dust on it, I'd recommend like an iron remover. Pull the brake dust off, it just breaks it down, and you can almost spray it away. For iron removers, you got to be careful because it is an acid-based product. Some customers with nicer cars, or you may have a nicer car that has carbon ceramic brake rotors, do not use an iron remover on those kinds of brake rotors. It'll actually pit them and break them down and ruin them. Couple ways to dry your car. So we've got these towels. We love these things. These are great, really good drying towels. If you have a coated car, ceramic coated car, recommend just blow drying it. Again, the least amount of times you touch your vehicle, the better. So these car blowers are great. This brand specifically we really like. But I'm gonna use a towel because it's my family car and it's faster. So when you're drying, again, I start top down. All the water is going to run down with gravity, so do the top sides of everything. I like to do this. Just kind of give it a quick pass. Not very much pressure at all. And that's how you'll clean your car, whether it's a supercar or a family car.